consumer. Will we hit 80 in Baltimore? Brian Hicks, editor of the New American Investor, and that's a given in your view, Brian, 80?
Well, I think it all depends on what happens this week with Israeli and the Hezbollah conflict. If Syria and Iran get dragged into this, $80 is going to seem like a cheap price. You're probably looking at $85 to $90 a barrel. But, you know, this conflict is really a side issue. The bigger issue is what the U.S. Secretary of Energy said last week when he said that OPEC can no longer control the price of oil. They can no longer control the price of oil because there's no spare capacity. That means that from here on out, it's a simple supply and demand equation.
I just don't see why that, when has OPEC been able to control the price of oil?
Well, they, 70s, the 80s, and even in the 90s, whenever the U.S. wanted to control the price of oil to bring it down, OPEC, all they had to do was turn on the spigot more and produce more oil. But that's no longer the case.
Yeah, but I mean, if they could control the price of oil, I'm sure they wouldn't have had it under $20 3 or 4 years ago. Would they? I mean, they can only do so much.
Correct, but there's a lot of things that are going on in the markets that that are beginning to trickle out. What you're seeing now is a lot of these big oil fields are now experiencing declining production. You've seen it in Mexico, you see it in Kuwait, and you're actually beginning to see it in Saudi Arabia.
All right, Brian, appreciate your time. Brian Hicks, editor of the New American Investor.
Let's get a check.